Hello, scholars. I'm Crystal Campbell. I am so excited to be here and reading for you today. I am from Flint, Michigan, which is a town about 45 minutes away from here. I went to Daly Elementary School, I went to Dolan Middle School, and I graduated from Beecher High School, home of the mighty Marching Bucks. I came here to Ypsilanti to go to Eastern Michigan University, where I studied communication. So I have both a bachelor's degree and a master's degree in communication. And it's wonderful. It's so flexible. It allows me to talk to people and meet people. It allows me to write creatively. And it allows me to be out and network in community. And learning about communication is what brought me here to read to you all today. I'm also a mother. I have a son who we call Young Wonder. He's 9, and I have a daughter who is 5. We call her Hurricane Chris. Both of my children, they're in 4th grade and kindergarten, and they also love to read. And do you know why? Because I read to them. I read to them every single day. Things that I enjoy doing. I'm a reader. I will read everything. Coupons, billboards, magazines, newspapers, books, and I have recently discovered the magic of audiobooks. It's like listening to a movie. It's amazing, and you can do it while you do other things, like your chores at home, or washing the dishes, or cooking dinner, or driving in your car. All things that I also have to do because I'm a mom and worker. But now I get to do those things and listen to amazing stories that take me to far off worlds and help me meet new people in the characters that the authors develop. I am so excited and so honored to be here with you this evening, and I'm really looking forward to reading our stories together. So we're going to read A Barnesy and Noble Adventure, A Night at the Bookstore. It's written by Josh Funk and illustrated by Jessica Gibson. A Night at the Bookstore by Josh Funk, illustrated by Jessica Gibson. Once upon a time, Barnesy lived in a bookstore. Every night when the shoppers left, he stayed up late to read. That sounds like my son. Barnesy needed nothing more than a comfy chair and a good book. But one particular evening, the bookshelves were a disaster. The crayon basket had been dumped upside down. And worst of all, someone was in his comfy chair. "Excuse me, who are you?" asked Barnesy, "and what are you doing?" "I'm Noble," said Noble. "I'm building a fort." Barnesy was taken aback. "But that's my reading chair." "Quiet, please," snapped Noble. "I'm concentrating." "Books aren't for building," said Barnesy. "Therefore, shh." Barnesy didn't like being shushed, so he moved to a less comfy spot across the room. Unfortunately, he found it hard to concentrate with the loud scribbling coming from. "Hey!" shouted Barnesy. "What are you doing?" "I'm drawing," said Noble. "You can't draw in a book." "Fine," said Noble. He tossed the book through the air and played fetch with it. Oh, no. Barnesy returned to his book when, "What you doing?" asked Noble. Barnesy sighed. "I'm reading." "About what?" asked Noble. "It's a book about sharks," answered Barnesy. "Why?" "Because I like sharks." "Oh." Barnesy was about to dive back into his book when, "What's a shark? Will you stop interrupting me?" shouted Barnesy. "Sorry," said Noble. "I'm new here. I just arrived today." Barnesy took pity on Noble. He remembered being new to the enormous store full of books. Look at all these different topics: fairy tales, animals and nature, chapter books, nursery rhymes. They've got all kinds of books at this bookstore. "Let me show you around the store," said Barnesy. "Maybe he'll find a book to read and leave me alone," thought Barnesy to himself. Barnesy led Noble to the superhero section. "Wow," said Noble. He marveled at the heroes and villains, the action and excitement. Barnesy appreciated Noble's enthusiasm. Maybe you'd like to read a book while I... Oh, squirrel! Interrupted Noble, and he ran off. No, that's a dragon, corrected Barnsey. Right, a dragon, said Noble. He was amazed by the knights and wizards. I love this one too, agreed Barnsey, and it's part of a series. What's a series? Asked Noble. It means that there are more books with the same characters, answered Barnsey. Of course, said Noble. He paused. What's a character? Barnsey sighed. A character is someone who's in the story. In this, what's that? Noble interrupted again, and he ran off. Barnsey chased Noble from book to book. They met dinosaurs, blasted off into space, and learned far too much about undies. It's a story called Clothes Through the Years. I like this rhyming one. The foods are very fun. It made me laugh a ton, said Noble. It is a great book, Barnsey smiled, but will you please stop rhyming? I promise now I'm done, said Noble. Barnsey couldn't help laughing. They went to their first day of school, journeyed to the South Pole, and even spent a relaxing day at the beach. By now, Barnsey was itching to read his shark book. So, are you ready to pick a book to read? Barnsey asked. Okay, said Noble. I choose that one. He picked up Barnsey's shark book. Barnsey couldn't take it any longer. I showed you all around the store. I spent half my night with you. I thought we were having fun, said Noble. Fun? All I wanted was to find you a book so you'd leave me alone. Barnsey seized the shark book back from Noble and stormed off. Uh-oh, this is not how we talk to our friends. Barnsey sat in his comfy chair and read. He tried to imagine himself going on a magnificent shark-filled adventure, but it wasn't working. Look at those teeth, Barnsey exclaimed. Then he remembered that he was alone. Something didn't feel right. Barnsey thought he knew what it was. Hey, Noble, said Barnsey. What you doing? I made a book, said Noble. It's for you. Barnsey's jaw dropped. The characters are Barnsey and Noble, said Noble. Apparently Noble had been listening. It's about our adventure tonight. I'm sorry I yelled, said Barnsey. Noble licked Barnsey's face. So how does the book end? Asked Barnsey. Turn the page and find out, Noble answered. Once upon a time, Barnsey lived in a bookstore. Every night when the shoppers left, he stayed up late to read. Barnsey needed nothing more than a comfy chair, a good book, and his best friend, Noble. And there they are. That was cute. I liked it. Ooh, and Jessica Gibson, who drew the pictures for the book, she's from Michigan, just like we are. I think that's pretty cool. Josh Funk lives most of his life inside bookstores, and that's the guy who wrote the book. So Josh and Jessica brought us the story of Barnsey and Noble and their adventure in the bookstore.